Welcome to Dalton Gang Off Grid. So today I'm going to kind of fill you in on quite the adventure we've been on this last month. We've got a video for you at the end of this little intro on our hay baler. It's pretty neat. But to start it off, we decided last year that we really wanted to bale our own hay, but we didn't have the equipment. So Randy found this old sickle mower at an auction. He had to do some work on it. Like, he replaced all of these blades. We're gonna have to eventually replace these teeth on them, but I'm pretty sure he quit about a half a dozen times while trying to cut because everything just kept falling apart on it. But he finally got it done. He cut about 4 acres. And then we found this guy on Marketplace for $200. It's broke now, right here. It wasn't broke when we got it, but it was starting to, the metal was starting to break. But we were able to at least get everything raked. It's just an old dump rake. Randy sat up here and he handled the whole dump rake. He has it locked right now, but he did that whole part, and while I pulled him on the tractor. And then after we got it all raked, we started baling. We wanted to go through and do one more rake just to clean it up. And as we did, this thing busted. So it busted at the very end. We were blessed to be able to get most of it done. But that's the dump rake. And then we went ahead and we baled it all with this guy. This machine is pretty neat. And so the video that we've got today is it running. So we've had quite the experience, and this whole first cut part of this season, we got about 87 bales total, which is crazy. And it was very trying, but it's also very rewarding at the end. And so it's really neat to see all the bales of hay stored up for animals for the winter. And with the cost of things going up, we were doing the math, and it definitely, at least for the most part, paid for itself this season. If we can get a second cut in this year, that would be awesome. We're not sure with all the heat and the dry weather. We're not getting much rain where we're at this year. So if we get a second cut in, that'd be awesome. But if not, all the hay that we baled pretty much paid for most of it for the most part. But in the long run, it's gonna pay for itself. So here's the video. pull it.
All right, so this is a stationary hay baler. They were built in the early days in the 20s, probably in the 30s too, a little bit, maybe even on after that, 40s. This hay baler is an international harvester. I'm not for sure of the year on it, but it's an old one. And basically how it works is there's a pusher in there that pushes this way and shoves the bales together, and this piece right here actually it just pushes the hay down in there so you don't have to get your fingers in there. This motor that is on it is an International Harvester LB engine, and it is they built an LA first, which actually didn't have this valve cover on it. This is a new addition to it. It actually has an oiler in the top, whereas the old one didn't have. This one doesn't work, however, so we still got to manually oil it. This was the fuel adjuster on here, the fuel rate. Then, of course, your choke. So these actually didn't have a what is known as a carburetor. It was known as a fuel mixture. It was a mixing. It was called the mixer. And on these, as the mixer works, it breathes in air still, just like a carburetor, but instead of the flap on there for a carburetor, it's just got a mixer. So it's got a needle seat, and then it just sucks in air, sucks enough fuel in there, and it starts running. But underneath this is your valves, and you actually oil a little felt piece up there. It is water cooled, so in this little tube here, you open that to drain your water out in the wintertime and whatnot. And as you can see, it's smoking. It's water cooled. Actually, this one doesn't get as hot as some of them. This is, of course, your starter. It's no electric start. The old crank. So you just pull it around. You normally have to get up here to pull it around. In the back, you have the magneto, which is the original International Harvester Company magneto, and this is your oil. It was a sealed motor, so all your oil's down there. And of course, like I say, it's old, but it works really good. So, as we're baling, these old balers used to use wire ties. And in such short notice, we couldn't get wire because nobody readily carries that anymore. So they used to be long wires, and they used to just shove them through one side of these blocks. These blocks are cut out to be able to poke wire through, and then the other side, and you tie it. We're not been doing that. We've been using string because that's the only thing we can find locally. I am going to order wire for next year. Wire will be tighter. It won't break as often. This string's pretty good, but it still tends to break every now and again, especially if you got a big bell and drop it or something, sideways or something. Wire won't do that. But what we've been doing is we've got a coat hanger. We poke through, tie a loop on one end, just yank it back through, do the other side, and then just then put it together. And yeah, of course, these are them. They just fit right through here. I poke it through one of them. They just fit right in there. Go over to the other side and put the wire in it, yank it back through, and you got your wire. You just tie it.